Hey, how are you? It's Dan McDonald, and you know me as the Life Regenerator here on YouTube. We're on a video marathon, and I'm having a great time. I'm on the juice, so whenever I'm on the juice, I get super amped up. I'm gonna go low glycemic for dinner tonight, because I've been a little bit on the fruit sugars and stuff, on the fruit juices, and that just gets me amped. But I got a lot of work done today, as you can see. Check out all the videos on YouTube. Anyways, I can go up or down. I could be as chill as I want to be. Right now I want to talk fast though, because I want to give some information about health, because again, I'm just checking Facebook here, and I've got a lot of other places to check to see what's going on, and I always help with the people that are kind of having some of the worst stuff, you know what I'm saying? But it all comes back down to cleaning out your body. There's a lot of obstructions. Now, many of you have heard this 10 million times before, and sometimes I say like I'm repeating myself, but not everyone catches every video, and it takes a while for this stuff to sink in. Hey, I read books, the same ones, over and over and over again, and I'm re-inspired. So I'm going to assume that maybe some of you, by watching these videos over and over again, are re-inspired to recommit to the flushing and the cleansing of the system. There are a host of issues in this world, and generally there's two things going on. And one is that the body is clogged up and the cells are not respirating properly. They're not functioning properly. There's not a lot of electricity, conductivity, or synergy within the body, within the trillions of cells in the body. And, in my opinion, that is because the food that's eaten, the manner in which it's eaten, the reasons why it's eaten, but mostly to stay more in the simplistic realm and not go too much into the nonlinear, it's helpful just to look at the types of foods. Then you want to remember to make sure you sit down. When you eat in silence, the satisfaction level of your food and your meals is incredible. When you sit there and thankful, and you turn it into like a love session for yourself. For example, last night I ate an apple, and I'm on a juice fast, but I ate an apple because there was a little thing inside of me and it said, I'm going to eat this apple only because I love myself, not because I needed the apple. I was ready to go to bed. Apples are good before bed, by the way. But I did it because I wanted to show myself how much I love myself. And I'm right back on the juice fast, and it's no big deal. You don't have to think about anything. Anyways, a little bit of fiber is not going to hurt. But when you're on a juice fast, it's nice to stay, on point. But it was no big deal. But I'm just saying that the apple was a love note to myself. I love you, man. Eat this fantastically delicious apple. And then I took a bath and went to bed. So in the manner in which you eat is very key for how that food is going to affect the vibrations within the cells. Remember, you're 75% water when you're hydrated properly. And what you think and say and feel and where you're vibrating at and the things you're exposed to structure that water within your body. So if you're in a hate vibration, the cells in your body and that water is being structured with hate, and it's going to repeat itself, and it's going to recreate hate cells vibrationally, structurally within the water content of the cells. If you continue to vibrate at that level with hate thoughts, hate emotions, and hate stomach, So get into the love vibe while you're eating your food, into the love vibe. Now, the other thing is, of course, the quality of the foods. And the quality of the foods, for the most part, like there's about 98% of the food that's going around in the grocery stores, the restaurants, is not acceptable and could not pass these lips. Now, don't get me wrong, I've freaked out. I've been just as addicted as everyone else, or more, to the food, the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. 24 Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, by the way, is the heroin of food and will knock out any problem that you have. Trust me, I know this. It's been many years since I've done that, but just to let you know. And I've never found a problem that pancakes can't take care of, at least temporarily. Then later on, you have to deal with whatever it was that you suppressed. So it's good to bore through your feelings and emotions around food and stuff like that. And some days you win and some days you lose. Anybody's trying to lose weight or get healthy knows that that's the case. Some days you win, some days you lose. The quality of food, though, I'm talking about organic cherries. hey, it's summertime and living raw is easy. This is the time to really get kicking some butt. Grapes, boom, hello. They are going to move that mucus out of your body, clean your lungs. Grapes can do things in the human body that no other food can do. Grapes can do sometimes what even water fasting can't do. So never think, some of these hygienists are a little too hardcore, because sometimes you can go on a water fast and not be able to bust something loose, and then you could do grapes or grape juice for a week or two, and bam, it'll dissolve and it'll bust that loose and it'll flush that out of there. So this art of healing is intense, and it's cool to be creative, you know. And I'm glad my mind is getting more and more open. I used to think I had to stick on certain tracks with water fasting and juice fasting, but I mix it up. Right now I'm like in the middle of, I'm on a juice fast now. I just did a couple of short water fasts over the last few weeks. I did an 8-day juice fast. Now I'm on another juice fast, but I interspersed it with periods of heavy exercise at the gym, long walks, jogs, yoga every morning, meditation. It's hard to do yoga and meditation when I'm water fasting, but I let myself slide on that. When I'm water fasting, I'm not good for nothing, but you know, you're a lot more slow. At least I am, my type. Some of the larger people can do better and have more energy for a little bit longer till it kicks in, but it kicks in right away. Aside from that, the quality of the food is key. So living raw is easy. Get into the art and listen to yourself. I've amassed a lot of knowledge. I've read so many books, watched videos, hang out with Lou Corona, learned as much as I could from Robert Morse. Tavis Bradley is really on point. I like Marcus Rothkrantz stuff. Of course, Christina is on point. Durian Ryder's got some great ideas. I've learned a lot from him. God, there is so many people, and then living and dead. And you amass this information, but the thing is you really want to keep your mind open. And the other thing is too, you want to listen to your body. I know we all say that, and it sounds like this little cliche thing where the butterflies are floating around. Listen to your body. But it's actually kind of real, you know? Because sometimes your body and your spirit and your child needs to eat like an apple, and it needs that love. And sometimes you need to do your day 3 on a water fast, and you just need to slam like 2 jars of cucumber juice and then start the water fast again. Now the hygienist would frown upon that with the strictness of it all. There is superior water fasting, and then there's fasting itself, master cleanse type stuff, lemon juice thingies. I mean, you know, it's a real art. But let me give you some clear information. The fruit, whole fruits and the green juices, you can't go wrong there when you're doing that dance. For the people who need to keep it together, don't know much about this, don't know all about the water fasting and all the crap that can happen with that, because you know that's, you got to be, any fool can fast, but to break a fast properly and to not lose your mind at the end of it, no offense to my friend who may be watching this video, because I don't mean to say that, you know, but anyways, what we did a little water fast, and then it can be a snapback if you're not. I mean, like, I got skills to pay the bills, so I know what to expect, and you got to really regulate yourself when you come back from a water fast, even if it's a short one. But the thing is for everybody, losing weight, detoxifying, energizing, you're gonna find that the best thing that I like to do for the general masses, because I'm going through the Facebook stuff here, and I've been going through the Regeneration Nation stuff, and I can't quite get back to everyone, but I can make these generalized videos and see if I can inspire you. And that overall general message is, many of you have heard this a million times before, be reminded again that I love the dissolving factors of the fruit acids, okay? You've got accumulations. The food, the milk, okay? It's mucus. Raw milk, it's, if you pull the milk yourself from the cow and it's there, hey man, I'm not one of these freaks who's going to go up in a tirade and get my panties up in a bunch because you want to milk your own cows. I milk goats. They never suffered once. I loved them, and they were my best friends, and they still are. Belle died, by the way. She got stuck in the mud because the mud got so thick in that pen, and she just got stuck there, and I think she just stressed herself to death, and there was nothing that Mary could do. She was home alone, and she couldn't pick Belle up out of there, and Belle just was stuck in the mud, you know. And then I think she just kind of froze and stressed herself to death. Anyways, Belle's gone now, and yeah, the coyotes got a meal, because that's how we do things down there on the farm, you know. When a calf or a animal dies, it's just the coyotes get to have a meal. Peace be with you. That's how I want to go. Take my bones to the four corners of the earth. Praise be to Belle. You know, I drank goat's milk for 2 years. Raw milk, it's one thing. Cooked milk, slime paste. Cheese, really hard on your lymphatic system. Meat, you know, eaten raw. I guess it's a survival food for northerners and whatnot. A stimulant, for sure. Nothing wrong with that. You know, that's what food is for the most part. So no offense, but really in the healing modality, I would pull the meat out. Myself, I have no desire to eat the flesh of animals, but I don't have a desire to judge anyone who wants to do a 4-ounce piece of meat every couple times a week. I can totally understand, you know, and I really do understand. So, but the detoxification is where I work. People that are just clogged up. Okay, so the fruits whole, and the fruit juices, and diluted fruit juices, those are the real solvents. You've got mucus, you can't breathe, you've got stiffness, you've got pain. A lot of the pain and the stiffness comes from the undigested proteins. There's too many nuts for the raw foodists, they're not soaked, there's too many of them, your body can't digest them. The proteins sit there and they create a protein plaque, which causes pain and inflammation and irritation on the nerves and in the cells. Don't eat too much protein. Usually you can get enough from the greens and some nuts and seeds, because the fats are really good in the minerals in the nuts and seeds, but soak them. Culturizing them is really good. I like if I had my favorite protein sources, would be hemp seed, and it would be bee pollen for sure. A tablespoon or two of bee pollen is enough protein for the average person. If you're an elite athlete, then you might want to focus on more. But protein is the least of your worries, and protein, I think, causes the most amount of pain. Now, the mucus comes from the cheese and the grain products, the processed grains, and also white sugar is also very mucus forming. Okay, so we're trying to eliminate those offending type foods if we're getting into a space of healing. We want to dissolve the accumulations. So it's going to be the fruits. The green juices will keep you balanced. You know, the green juices will keep you balanced. And for me, I tend to go on, when I'm on a juice fast, you can pretty much be rest assured I'm about 50-50. Low glycemic and fruit sugar juices. Solvents, let me get back to that. Take 1 or 2 oranges, put it in a 32-ounce jar, and then add just distilled water or your favorite spring water. Now that's gonna dissolve sediment. Those fruit acids are great. Same thing with the grapes. Drinking straight concentrated grape juice is hardcore. It's a little too much sugar for me. But I'll take a couple cups of grapes. Concord is the best, hard to find, but seeded Concord grapes are the best mucus dissolvers there are. One of them anyways. But the other red grapes or the green grapes are fine. You take that and you make a solvent. And you take some of that and you put that, and it's like 3/4 water, 1/4 juice. Same thing with lemons, another great solvent. People are having these problems and they're getting mucus. And what happens is the base membrane is either clogged up with the excess proteins, and I've experienced that a lot, or the cell respiration is inhibited vastly by the mucus, which is all throughout the GI tract and then of course absorbs into the body interstitially around the cells. So here's the cell and there's just slime paste. Cooked fats are no helpful either. Raw fats are a different story. They will slow down cellular respiration, but that's not always a bad thing, especially for thinner vata types like myself. So that's why I've been doing much more well with more avocados and whatnot. And also enjoying, mostly focusing now with the fats on the whole nuts and seeds. But in the detoxification and the healing, you want to get out the sediment, you know. And that's going to come from the non-sediment foods. Fruits we are frugivores. So find your tree-ripened fruits, because remember that the fruits are ripened up on the tree in the last week or two for some fruits, and in the last few days for many fruits, to where they turn these protective poisons within them so that the bugs don't eat it, so that the seed inside the fruit can be protected from invaders until it's ready. And so the tree knows, the mother tree giving of her fruit, she knows when she's ready to serve that up to the animals and mankind. And she gives a nice little twist. And those poisons are just, they dissolve and are transformed through biological transmutation. And the sugars and the alkalinity and the minerals peak. And that's when we want to pluck and eat. Do we want to eat ripe mangoes? Unripe mangoes? Unripe pineapples? Not if we want to keep our teeth. Unripe bananas, same thing. Even the dates that have been sitting around for too long. You know what I'm saying? Fresh dates, everything fresh as you can get it. That's what I want to say. Fresh, high water foods. But don't forget the celery, the cucumbers. Carrots can be nice, not at the top of the list, but decent, inexpensive. Beets can have a nice effect, especially in juice form. Not even bad when they're steamed either, but trying to keep it raw as much as possible. Now, my favorite foods for dissolving accumulation, sediment, mucus, apples, lemons, grapes, oranges, watermelons digest the best, and you throw that lemon in there, what you've got is that's a real solvent dissolver. Watermelon and lemon. Toss a little cayenne in there if it doesn't irritate your system. Open it and expand and really get a nice flush. Okay? Cherries, blood builders extraordinaire. Arugula is a blood purifier. Watercress is a blood purifier. Wheatgrass is a blood purifier with the chlorophyll. And many other herbs and greens. But the herbs are grounding, cleansing, and building. And the fruits, when they're ripe, please do your best to educate and get inspired, but just go and do it and learn. Like I learn, and now I can see from a mile away out of the corner of my eye, pow! Those cherries over there are ripe. I can see out of the corner of this eye, from a mile away, those cherries aren't quite, because they're not full popping, snapping with the full color of the radiance. And it's a frequency anyways, and when you get super sensitive, you get a little not so like me, but you can tap in and just by visual, but also by other, more subtle ways of looking at the fruits and vegetables, you just know. So get those ripe fruits, and then you can use those cherries, and which are coming into season, watermelons and those other foods. What else is there? Grapefruits are great. Ginger can be useful for cardiovascular expansion and, to help sort of dissolve mucus. Everybody's dissolving mucus. In the course of that, once we've got some of that mucus out of there, maybe we do the master cleanse for a week. I like to use honey. I don't want to use cooked maple syrup. A lot of respect for Stanley Burroughs, but I'd rather have the raw honey. It's a magical food. You take the honey, the cayenne, and the lemon. You mix that up. Go on a master cleanse for a week. Dissolve some accumulations. The honey goes right to your brain, keeps you going. Not too much. Little bit of honey. You don't need too much. Not too much lemon, because you don't want to pull too hard or too fast, and not too much cayenne, but just enough to do what the Master Cleanse does. It's a great way to go. There's a cucumber. Try cucumber juice for a week. Try the diluted grape juice for a week. 3 days, 1 day. Try juices for a day and watch what happens. You may end up feeling worse, but you can be rest assured it's only for good purposes. You feel bad? Get an enema machine. I built my own home colonic machine. I should show that to you. Epic. Sophia was like, you're a genius. I love it. I don't get to impress my girlfriend that much. In the beginning, everybody's floaty, and then you get used to each other. So it was nice when she said, Dan, you're a genius. Because I built my own home colonic machine. I'll show that to y'all later. But I go in the shower and I'm on the juice fasting, and I just want to, or the water fasting. Particularly, I built it for the water fasting. The juice fasting, you tend to have bowel movements, because you get the shock wave from the fruits or the vegetable juices. I like to use the colonic for the, every third day on a water fast or something like that. Okay, so let's get the mucus out. That's pretty good information there. I'm just making this because I want to get back to doing my very absolute best to helping as many people as I can. I took a lot of time off, was working on myself, but I went too far in that direction. I took too much time to myself and it backfired on me. Now I'm going to walk the fine line and make sure we're getting some help here. It's actually my dinner time, so I got to get rolling. But I want to tell you that once you get some of the sediment out, and let me just explain something to you here. Open your mind, open your heart, pray like crazy, look for help, learn, and then tap into yourself most importantly and listen. You know, get some information from me and all these other wonderful raw food teachers, and read like crazy, but just chill and take it all with a grain of salt. But listen to yourself. And set your intention. What do you want to do? Clear your sleep apnea? Do you want to lose some weight? Do you want to get rid of the goiter in your throat? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Do you want to? Are your kidneys giving you problems? Is there stiffness in your back? Do you have stiffness in your shoulder blades because you've accumulated too much acid protein? Do you have a little bit of pain and stiffness, especially when you like eat too much protein? Watch for that. You know, these high water fruits, they're nice. Cucumbers, man. Oh, love me some cucumber juice. Living off of it lately. Apple juice too. But listen to yourself, set your intention, and work this thing. Robert Morse is really good about explaining this. You know, you go balls to the wall, and then you see, okay, I'm about to freak out here, and my friends are tripping, and you know, I'm feeling a little bit weird, so put on the brakes. If whatever your trip is, maybe some steamed vegetables. For me, putting on the brakes would be more like eating a low-fat salad. You know what I'm saying? Or eating even a non-fat salad. You know, I wouldn't really go because I'm 100% raw, so I wouldn't really go to the steam. But you could have some steamed broccoli, steamed cauliflower, put the brakes on, take a couple days, hang out with your family, make a gourmet raw meal, put the brakes on, and then stabilize, and then hit it again. A lot of people have their opinions. I'm going by what works for me, so I'm going to just share that with you. There's sometimes it's like, hey, I'm just going to, you know, like the hygienist will tell you, look, you just need to fast until you're done. And there is a lot of wisdom in that too. But that being said, sometimes you don't have time because you got kids and bills and everything else, and it's to make, you know, 40 days in order to really fit into like a 20-day water fast. You need about 40 days before you're back running semi-regularly again. And for most people to take a month and a half off to do that, so you might have to take 3 days here on a 3-day weekend. And so you do a couple days of juice, you get through work, then you do a 3-day water fast, a couple of colonics, get a massage, and then you fire back up on the juice again, keep going, get through work, and then get back. And what you did is you just learned, you flushed out, you strengthened, you squeezed it out a bit, you gave everything a nice break, you hydrated, you mineralized, and then you can hit it again. You know, it's just this constant. For me, it's becoming this incredibly beautiful thing because I'm honoring myself instead of all the teachers I've learned from who I love and respect. All have different opinions. But for me, it's like a 3-day water fast, okay? Then an 8-day juice cleanse, then salads with my friends for a couple of days, balance out, stabilize, hit the gym, go for a few walks, let go. Because when you're on point with this detox thing, you got to be on point. Whether it's water fasting, you're right there with it. That's why water fasting can be a bit stressful. And you don't want that. You want the conditions to be appropriate. So when they're not totally appropriate and conducive to the water fasting, you back off and you get back on the juice again, and you just chill out and you try to slip through without anybody noticing too much. I mean, it's kind of nuts because we're aliens, man. Because a lot of people have strong constitutions, eat everything inside, and I don't care, I'm stimulated, I'm going to drink beer, eat meat, go to the lobster, you know, I'm not that fat, I'm not that sick, you know, I feel okay for the most part most of the time. Some of the time, whatever, it will catch up. Wisdom is key. Moderation is great. To live a strict life of temperance is a beautiful thing. I'm a little bit more of an alien maybe. I know people like to have fun. Discipline is fun and rewarding for me because I love results. So do the art of detox back and forth here and find out. Listen to yourself. Roll with yourself. You know, that's what I want to do with you is empower you. I can't, if I was one of these smarty pants who's like, here is the one program that works for everyone. I can't do that because it's not true. It never was and it never will be, and you won't stay the same. You'll be doing something different a year from now, guaranteed. But the main thing is to keep learning, growing, and let the spirit of the divine drive within your heart that's pulling you into your beautiful destiny to be the best human you can be, guide you, direct you. You have different needs. Now, we're just the fruit sugars, the green juices, the massage, the colonics, the rebounding, the walking, the fitness, the yoga is particularly beneficial. It is not devil worship. It is just stretching with a fancy name, which just gets all your ligaments and joints just nice and stretched out. And it feels so good to do yoga in the morning and at night before you go to bed. You do yoga before bed, you will sleep like a baby rock. Okay? So meditation is fantastic. There's so many other things. Grounding, earthing, spending time on the grass, dancing is good. Your favorite music, classical music. The wind chimes here, they just resonate in this room. It's a total healing. It's a total healing environment at all times with those chimes. I never close the windows. I'm sure I will when winter comes. But I never close the windows. They're always wide open right there, and I'm just breathing fresh air. Oh my God. So dissolve the accumulations, get the fresh air, and detox and flush. And I wish I had a one-size-fits-all. I will be designing, I have a protocol that I put on YouTube. I've switched it up a bit just because I keep evolving at a breakneck pace. I'm doing a 21-day reset button when I go fly over to South Carolina to film. So that'll be very helpful. It'll be it's more of a one-size-fits-all, very structured program. Level 1, 2, and 3. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, there's no one-size-fits-all, but to give people structure, a 21-day structure of level 1, level 2, level 3, it's going to be very helpful. And I look forward to making that DVD because structure is great. And then, you know, you learn. Like I have a real structured program now, kind of, but it switches up all the time because I'm always, you know, always open and available and listening to my intuition and trying to work with the inner child and trying to work with my own nervous system and trying to be kind and gentle at the same time, vigorously disciplined. It's an art, and that's how life is. It's just one beautiful step at a time in the present moment. When you get rid of the accumulations, your body will open up. There will be more conductivity. There will be more hydration. There will be more fluidity, more synergy, more energy flowing through the system. And as the mucus and the sediment is dissolved from the glands and organs and whatnot, like the pancreas, say, or the sediment in the kidneys keeping the adrenals from functioning really well, or just the use of coffee weakening the adrenals, as soon as we remove that sediment and we're eating the proper foods, we're going to be getting enzymes and minerals that are going to be, awakening those cells. And then what's going to happen is as you eat this healthy food, you're going to find that you are going to absorb minerals better and you're going to be able to eat less. You're going to have more energy that way. And your health problems are going to slowly but surely dissolve away. But you're not going to get super healthy on pizza. You're not going to get super healthy on Coca-Cola, coffee, cocaine, cheese, homogenized pasteurized milk, grain cereals, things in cans, things in boxes, but fresh fruits and fresh vegetables, like I've always said. And those are very important. The love for yourself and this path and the relinquishment of the heaviness. In one sense it's karma, but it's instant karma because anyone can live a moderate life. And if you overeat, it doesn't matter what food it is, if you overeat, you're going to suffer the consequences. So learning how to have moderation is a beautiful thing. My ideal that I'm coming up with now, and then I'll let you go with this, is that what I'm doing right now is I am just trying this out, and it's so far working really great. On a juice fast, I'm having 1 jar of juice at noon. I'm having 1 or 2 jars of juice between 5 and 7 p.m. And I'm having a 32-ounce jar of water first thing in the morning, a jar of some type of juice. 1.5 jars really is where I get satisfied. I don't think it'll be. I want to get to the point where I'm a master and I have the 1 32-ounce jar of juice, but right now I'm just really rolling with it. So I'm actually doing about 48 ounces of juice at noon. And then I'll do anywhere from 48 to 64 ounces of juice in the evening for dinner. If and when I'm not on the juice fasting, I will be having the juice for lunch, and then I will have the salad with greens and fats for dinner, or a meal at night. So 2 meals a day. I've been striving at this for years. I'm finally getting a little bit more wisdom, more discipline. I mean, I can wait a couple hours. I know with the water fasting, if you can go 3 or 4 days without eating on water and still get everything done, you can go a few more hours without your juice without freaking out. I put out a lot of energy today, and I do need to go get my dinner. It's 5:47 p.m. I'm going to go upstairs. What do I want? I don't know. I'm thinking low glycemic cucumber to keep mellow me out. And I have been inside all day working on video, so I'm going to take a nice little stroll. And then I'll probably come back here, take a bath, answer some more questions, do some yoga, read for a little while. I want to answer a couple more questions on Facebook. And that's about what I'm going to do. So a little more, just a desire to help here was what it was. And I can make shorter videos also about more specific, but this was just another reminder of the art and science of detox. And there is no one right way. We can't do that because there are people that are 300 pounds. There are people that are toxic heavy metals, mechanics, soldiers with all their vaccines and everything. You've got to be nice to yourself. You got to go slow and you got to be steady. I wish I had more discipline and a rock hard, just I'm going to do this, 40-day water fast until the end. And I'm working towards that. You better believe it. But I got to be gentle and I got to be kind. And enforcing it is not good because that creates more stress. This has to be a relaxing and fun process. This detoxification process should be and can be fun. It's exciting. It's fun. You're learning about yourself. You're getting the results. Yeah, there's a little discomfort. You miss your little comfort foods for a few days or a couple weeks or a few weeks or a couple months, but you'll get to eat a couple avocados again. You know it's true on your salad. But for now, you choose to go without because you want to energize and cleanse and soften up and mineralize and hydrate and energize. And so you can do it. You can lose the weight. You can eliminate these conditions. Don't get yourself cut up. Don't get your stuff cut off. You don't need to do that until the very last moment to save your life. For now, you can get on the raw foods. It is an amazing, beautiful thing. You can use those foods as medicines, those solvents, to dissolve and dissolve and dissolve and get a lot of rest and rest the body, rest the mind, meditate and rest your spirit, and live the life you want to live. You deserve it. I believe in love above all things, And I will continue to do my best to share my love for the path of regeneration with you. I hope that you gleaned something from this video, and if you did, I love the thumbs up. It really inspires me. The thumbs up inspire me. I'm only human. I do this out of the goodness of my heart, but I'm still just very human. I love the thumbs up, and I love the numbers of subscriptions and all the cool things that go along with being a successful human and getting the results that you want. And bless your work here on earth, and I hope you find your purpose, and I hope that you burn hot like an acetylene torch, and you affect everyone around you for positive, for the good, for the gold, for the God, for the light, for the love, and the peace. And so peace be with you. Thank you so much for allowing me to take the time to share with you. And this would be a good one to share on Facebook. We got to get this message out there. Not for my glory, but for His. You know what I'm saying? And for your health and your family's health. This stuff works, man. I can tell you. I'm like almost 40 years old, and I feel like an 18-year-old kid every day with more energy. It's getting better and better. There are challenges, but it just keeps getting better and better and better, and I feel an incredible amount of energy, and I feel an incredible amount of self-control over my body. I can make it do what I want, when I want, and that's a really cool thing while you're here on Earth. So get well. You deserve it, okay? Goodbye for now. Peace. Thank you so much.